Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our morning hundoke. Today, we're going to try something a little new. We're going to be calling the Chonchimon hundoke, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, let's offer an opening bow to our heavenly parents and true parents. 촌진 천부모님께 경배. 바로. Let us read Family Pledge number 1. 1. 천일국주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본향당을 찾아 본영의 창조 이상인 지산 천국과 전산 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 1. Our family, the owner of Chonoguk, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation, by centering on true love. Okay, and now to open us up in prayer, can I call on Anne-Marie Myler? Anne-Marie Myler, could you open us up in prayer? Thank you.
Dear beloved Heavenly Parent, thank you so much, beloved Heavenly Parent, to give us the opportunity to meet together every day, to think of you together, to think of our true parents together, to listen to some important education through the words of our true parents. Heavenly Parent, we know and understand that we are living in the last days and most likely at the end of the last days. And therefore, everything we do, everything we think, the words we speak, the words we write, the thoughts we have, the plans we make are more important than ever before. Heavenly Parent, we are so grateful that you never abandoned us, that you believed in us, meaning that you believed in you. You believed that what you did was right. And I pray, Heavenly Parent, that we can also believe in ourselves in a very humble way, but believe that we can accomplish what we need and want to accomplish for you and for the sake of mankind and the growth of Chonchimon. Today, more than ever, we want to pay attention to our true mother. She's the only one here now. And I know that she probably is extremely worried about us. Are we going to be able to handle ourselves when she's gone? That must be her main worry. But also, there are things that she still wants to accomplish, need to accomplish before she goes on. Heavenly Parent, we pray that we can truly make the effort to understand what you expect of us, to understand what True Mother expects of us, and to understand what is the best path forward for each of us to be truly helpful for the world, for our families, and even for ourselves. What should we do that will be the most helpful? Heavenly Parent, thank you so much for this new morning. May your blessing, your protection be upon everyone. And we hope and pray that True Mother will have a peaceful evening and a restful night, so that she will regain all her energy for her next day. And with this, I pray along with all my brothers and sisters, and in the name of Kem and Anne-Marie Myler, blessed Central Family, I pray and I report, Adieu.
Adieu. Adieu. Thank you, Anne-Marie, for opening us up with such a beautiful, beautiful prayer. Okay, so Koji, if you can cue up music in the back. What we're going to do now is, once again, our morning stretches. So just let's all just put our hands right in the air. Put our hands right in the air. Take a deep breath in. Out. Out, out, out. Once again, deep breath in as you lift your hands up into the air. And out. Okay, put your arms to the side and reach wide and back. Let's fix your posture a little bit. And bring it back to the front.
Let's stretch all the way forward. Stretch it forward, forward, forward. Let's go back again. Let's go back again. And bring it back. All right, let's go to the side stretches. Side stretches. And switch sides. Okay, now I just want to shrug your shoulders forward. Shrug it forward, shrug it forward. Now shrug it backwards. Shrug it backwards. Okay, shake your hand, rotate your wrists. It'll be right all day. It's not so good for you, but hopefully this can cure something. And lastly, let's massage our eyeballs. Our eyeballs here, right there. This will help. All right, so it's been more than 30 seconds, but we're now going to jump into our gratitude sharing. So just take a few minutes to share about what you are grateful for, anything you're grateful for today, and share with whoever you're paired up with, hopefully at a chance of lighting up their day, but most importantly, recognizing the things that you have in your life that's going well. We'll see you all soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you had a wonderful sharing in your breakout. I had a great time with the BBs and my father-in-law. I'd like to first call on Dr. BB and Karen BB to share with us their gratitude points this morning.
Morning, everybody. I was just sharing how grateful I am for our family. Yesterday was our oldest son's birthday. We had a good talk with him by phone. He lives in Arizona. And also this weekend with 4th of July coming up, we have other family coming by to visit us and stay with us for a while. So I'm just grateful that we have a family that can really still do things together, relate with each other, and enjoy each other's company. And we have our 3rd generation coming along that we can enjoy as well. So we're grateful for our grandchildren, and we're in the process of multiplying.
Oh, thank you. I'm grateful for all those things too. But I'm also grateful to see Restfred again. But also, I didn't say it, but I really do feel it. Sunmi did such a great job. I felt so much, even Dr. Young's spirit through her some ways. It's such a beautiful, right? And so she did a great job. But I know it must be so challenging in some ways, but she did great. I'm also grateful for the creation and grateful for the exercises that we do in the morning. These little, that always makes me have a smile on my face when I didn't have a smile on my face, right, at the beginning. And it really does put some, kind of endorphins, I guess, and through your body, just doing exercise like that. So I appreciate that. And I'm grateful for the creation, right? Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, BBs, for sharing with us your gratitude. Always great to see you. Next, I'd like to call on, my father-in-law, Christopher Bush.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm just upstairs. I'm really grateful to have Restfred in my household, even though it was misfortune that brought him here. in one sense, maybe it was God guiding us, but car breaking down, so he couldn't easily go back to Queens, and then even recently getting sick because he got sick, and I have a nurse practitioner daughter named Chrissy who reached out to help him and prescribe him, and so he that's the fact that he got sick is one way to connect closer to the family, who a little bit distanced from the movement, but it's just natural witnessing, just to interact and support in some way. And sometimes it must be, I guess it's different for Restfred's used to taking care of himself and being independent, so a different experience for him, I'm sure. Being taken care of so well. My wife cooks amazing meals and such, and I'm sure his mother does too. But anyway, I'm just grateful to have him in the household.
Thank you.
That'll be enough.
I'm grateful too. I would share my gratitudes, but maybe some other time. But yes, I did have a fever 2 days ago, and I feel great because my sister-in-law prescribed antibiotics right away, and then my father-in-law got me probiotics. My wife took care of me the whole day, and that's why I'm alive. I'm sitting here today, spry as usual. So grateful for everything. Okay, so we're gonna go now into our morning hundoke. We're reading Mother's memoir as usual in the hope of connecting more to Mother's heart, Mother's essence, and the era of this new providence. And so let's open up our hearts and mind to hear and receive from our true Mother. Go ahead, Koji.
Welcome to Mother of Peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. a memoir by Hak Jahan Moon, a production of the Washington Times Global Media Group, narrated by Alison Hiroto. Among the most meaningful of the Little Angels tours was when they visited each of the 22 nations that participated in the United Nations response during the Korean War. In 2010, to mark the 60th anniversary of the outbreak of the Korean War, we sent the Little Angels to perform for the war veterans of the 22 nations that had sent troops or humanitarian and medical aid. It was among the most meaningful of the Little Angels tours. Over a period of 3 years, they visited each nation, offering a performance of gratitude in honor of the veterans. We in Korea have received extraordinary assistance from these nations in our hour of need, and we declared that it was time to give something back. Those whom we met still remembered Korea vividly, and many said they had never ceased loving our country. Some Koreans at home criticized the tour because we were a private group and did not officially represent the government. But we represented the heart of the Korean people, as well as God's heart. In every country, war veterans proudly came on stage in our performances, wearing their faded uniforms and showcasing their medals. This brings up one uplifting story. Ethiopia and the Republic of South Africa were the two African nations that sent troops. In the 1980s, when communists took power in Ethiopia, they displaced all the Korean War veterans to a camp on the outskirts of Addis Ababa. In reality, the place was like a concentration camp. The veterans shared painful memories of how the regime had persecuted them and how they had to sell their medals to provide for their families. When they saw the Little Angels, they were moved to tears as they realized that the poor, ragged, divided nation of Korea was now a developed nation, ready to thank them. The happy ending is that the Little Angels concert brought the veterans' plight to the attention of the present government, which is now making up for past mistreatment. At the tour's concert in Washington, D.C., Korean War veterans in their 80s wept when the Little Angels sang Arirang and God Bless America. In Copenhagen, Denmark, Princess Elizabeth joined some 30 veterans of the war effort to watch the performance. In 2016 also, the Little Angels were welcomed by Nepalese students and citizens upon their arrival in Kathmandu. They performed brilliantly at the inauguration of the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace. The Nepalese were deeply moved by the concert held at the Presidential Palace, as well as in other performance halls, and their media gave the Little Angels high praise. The Little Angels are representatives who are answering God's call. They are guardian angels, spreading peace worldwide. A child alone may not make much impact, but when a group of children come together and sing with pure hearts, their voices can melt hardened hearts and dispel war and conflict. People often think that politics moves the world, but that is not the case. It is culture and art that move the world. It is affection, not reason, that touches people in their innermost being. When hearts become receptive, ideologies and political regimes can change. Half a century ago, the Little Angels set out to bring Korean culture to the world. They were a harbinger of the Korean wave, including K-pop, that is currently sweeping the world. Wherever you go in the world, cheers and applause for Korean culture abound. The beginning point of this phenomenon was the Little Angels concert at Gettysburg in 1965. The children's innocent performances continue to captivate audiences and remind skeptics of the truth that we can become one. Artistry that enriches the world. In 1984, several talented graduates from the Little Angels Performing Arts School, now the Sunhua Arts Middle and High School, had returned from their study at schools such as the Princess Grace Academy in Monaco and the Royal Ballet School in the United Kingdom. Recognizing their great potential, we created a professional ballet company, the Universal Ballet, to provide an opportunity for these talented youth to display their skills, delight the public, and impact our nation. At that time, my husband conveyed the internal value of ballet in these words. When a ballerina stands on the tips of her toes, with her head raised toward heaven, her posture represents reverence for God. It is an expression of ardent longing. Ballet dancers use the beautiful body given to them by God to express their love for Him. It is the highest form of art. Adrian Dellis was the company's artistic director. Moon Hoon Suk, my daughter-in-law, a Little Angels alumna who studied ballet at the Princess Grace Academy and was a principal dancer in the Washington Ballet Company in Washington, D.C., was a founding member. In the summer of 1984, the Universal Ballet gave its first performance, Cinderella, at the Little Angels Performing Arts Center in Seoul. At that time, the National Ballet Company was the sole ballet company in Korea. It performed only within the country, and this put Korea on the fringe of the ballet world. The Universal Ballet Company brought Korean ballet to the world stage. The troupe has toured 21 nations and presented some 100 different ballets in 1,800 performances, reflecting its motto, Heavenly Art, Creating a World of Beauty. Among its many honors, the company has received the Republic of Korea Culture and Arts Award. Until the early 2000s, the Universal Ballet featured the Russian classical ballet style. After that, it expanded its repertoire to include European romantic ballets and modern ballets. It now performs ballets from Korea and other nations and creates its own innovative and original performances. It was the first Korean ballet company, and the second in Asia, to perform John Cranko's masterpiece of dramatic ballet, Onyegin. Furthermore, it was the first Korean company to perform Sir Kenneth Macmillan's Romeo and Juliet, a masterpiece in the repertoire of the UK Royal Ballet Company. The company also created unique ballets based on Korean folk tales and traditions. One of its most famous works, Shimcheong, created in 1986, is a tale of filial love. It has been performed 200 times in 10 countries, touching the hearts of people all over the world. During its world tour in 2012, the company was invited to showcase the beauty of Korean ballet in the global centers of ballet, Moscow and Paris. Chonchimon, an original ballet based on an ancient story of pure love, and the ballet musical Shimcheong, recast for children, were both very well received. Years ago, when Korea had nothing to offer the global culture, the Universal Ballet Company stood like a lonely crane. By overcoming many difficulties and touring every continent, it has shown all people Korea's high artistic standard. It will continue to go forward, guided by the love of God. Media, expressing universal values. The year 1975 was a time when a shadow of gloom hung over the world. The United States pulled out of Vietnam that April, leaving the country in the hands of the communists. People were shocked and horrified as the communists in Vietnam and its neighbor Cambodia slaughtered entire populations. Across the globe, communism was gaining in strength. I was born in North Korea, and I experienced firsthand the cruelty of communism and the wretchedness of war. so I knew very well that when Vietnam fell, it would lead to bloody massacres and the spread of its harsh ideology to neighboring countries. In Japan of the 1970s, the unification movement was growing, but communism was also gaining power. The Korean residents in Japan created separate pro-Seoul and pro-Pyongyang groups, and they often engaged in confrontation. My husband and I decided that the most effective way to influence Japan as a free society and to protect it from communism would be to create a newspaper. In democratic countries, the media is more often one-sided than balanced. Trying to gain market share, editors pander to forces that persecute those who aren't politically correct or who practice a minority religion. My husband and I imagined a different kind of media, one that is constructive and represents fairness and absolute values. With this in mind, in January 1975, we founded the Sekai Nippo newspaper in Tokyo. Our Japanese members had great expectations for the paper, but found that maintaining a newspaper is like climbing a hill, carrying a heavy load on a dark night. Left-wing groups opposed us in every conceivable way. At the same time, however, Sekai Nippo gained support from law-abiding citizens and anti-communist organizations. It became a newspaper loved by the Japanese people. The power of truth protected Japan from communism. To this day, Sekai Nippo fearlessly reports the objective truth.
Thank you for listening to Godable. Visit motherofpeacebook.com to purchase the complete audiobook. Godable is made possible by listeners like you. To donate, visit godable.org. Thank you.
Thank you, True Mother, for sharing with us more about your life and everything that has been going on. I'd like to now call on Assistant Pastor Atushi Takino to share a brief reflection.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. So from today, 8 days, my turn to sharing my reflection. So today I see that I usually face to the Chonchimon altar, but I heard that the Reverend Damian want us to pray centering on Chonchimon, even morning dedication time. So that's why let's read sharing, that we try to change our morning dedication time to centering on Chonchimon. So I hope you can come here. This is the experience. Why True Mother emphasize the Chonchimon prayer? Go to the Chonchimon. Then you can get the inspiration from God. Why True Mother talk about that? And the Reverend Dunkley, Dr. Kim encourage us to come to the Chonchimon. You need the experience. I need the experience. Okay. So usually when I share in my reflection, I was preparing the day before I pray. And what can we share tomorrow after I read today's reading? I truly believe children, pure heart can melt hardened heart and dispel war and conflict, like True Mother said. I'm always moving my heart when I see second generation perform their performance. They're always cheering each other. I always moving when I see the talent show or even China session, this time great works. I see them, that they have a clear their position, what their role, what their position, even timekeeper, main Chilean leader, side Chilean supporters. They know their position, but still they support each other. And when they finish their role, they cheering, or that you did good job, something like that. When I see that, I'm moving my heart. I almost crying. This time, Koji sharing this time, I really appreciate everybody supporting each other. That I believe the true mother wants us, that is a culture we like to create. That is what we call the culture of a filial heart, Chonchimon, living for the sake of others. When we touch the heart of filial piety, fidelity, loyalty, we can dedicate ourselves for Heavenly Parent, true parents, and our brothers and sisters. But the key is the love. How we can receive the God's love. We discover such a beautiful heart through the little angels or universal ballet. They are expressing that kind of the love by performance. The Chonchimon signifies sincere devotion and love toward Heavenly Parent. True Mother said, Shinjong is the essence of beauty and the original root of love. How can we cultivate our Chonchimon heart, Shinjong heart? We are like an orphan, True Mother said. We don't understand the essence of Heavenly Parent. That is why we need true mother and true father. The first page of the principle of creation states, problem concerning human life and the universe cannot be solved without first understanding the nature of God. The true mother declared on the motto on January 1st, 2014, after proclamation of the Foundation Day 2013. Everybody, do you remember what is the motto? True Mother proclaimed, declared that 2014. That is, let us become true owner of Chonil-guk, who practice true love in resemblance to our Creator, the Heavenly Parent. Chonchimon culture must be core of not only music or art, media, business, sport, and all other fields. Sincere devotion moves the heart of God. That I believe Dr. Yon said. I really appreciate Dr. Yon. I learned many things from Dr. Yon. And the last Belvedere, Dr. Kim, when he sharing his speech, he said, "Thank you, everyone." And the Chonchimon, I was so moved that like Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Seattle, he don't mention about the New Jersey. Then like a couple of months ago, we always talk about New Jersey is the center of the nine nations. New Jersey is the headquarters of the church. Then suddenly, nobody mentioned about the New Jersey. But I said to Dr. Young, actually, after finish, he come to see me and, I'm sorry, Takino-san, I couldn't mention New Jersey. But I said to Dr. Young, don't worry, Dr. Young. I report you every day to you. You never forget the New Jersey. So I don't mind that somebody recognize us or not. Johnson moved the heart of God. That's I believe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Takino-san. Yeah, and thank you for your Johnson, being the guardian of the Chonchimon in New Jersey every morning. All right, now we're going to go into our breakouts now. So just take a moment to think about, reflect, and to share anything that came up for you during today's morning hundoke or anything that came up during the reflection you just heard. And we'll be back here to hear one or two sharings. We'll see you all soon.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I had two amazing people in my breakout room, Hiroko Hiroi and my father-in-law again. I'd like to first call on Hiroko-san to share with us her reflection from today's morning hundoke.
Yeah, Pastor Takino mentioned us, how to cultivate our hyojong. Yeah, this is a key for, life of faith, heaven and the two parents. Yeah, we need to cultivate our hyojong because, through, being through the hardship, I think that is the only way to cultivate hyojong, of course, appreciation, yeah, going through difficulty. And also one just, say the media, but top media is in mother's memoirs. Yeah, I think, I'm right now the world, especially America and Japan also, that the media has a very leftist and they are so biased. So media made all, global citizens stupid and so, you know, we are very innocent, but the media has a lead, our people. This is a very, serious situation, I feel. So, but I always think, okay, all right, whatever happens in world, the matter, I need to take my own responsibility. Yeah, I always feel like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hiroko-san. Short and sweet. And also, I'd like to call on Papa Chris once again to share a short reflection.
There we go. I was waiting for the unmute thing. David Eaton sent me a speech from Mother called Music for Heaven and Earth. And one of my favorite quotes from it is, "The arts are a swift path by which the world can become one." So again, it follows the theme of what we've been reading the last couple of days.
Thank you. Real short and sweet. Okay, so when it comes to announcements, I'm not sure of any new prominent announcement. One is, of course, our regional president, Damien, arrived yesterday. Actually, no, 2 days ago, two nights ago in Las Vegas. So there's the current rebirth workshop going on in Las Vegas. I know some of you will be joining in the upcoming one starting this Thursday. So we may not see some of you for a few days, but we'll be glad to have you back. But also, as you heard from Pastor Takino, his guidance was to center the hundoke on the Chonchimon, centered on Chonchimon. Now, what does that look like? What is the Chonchimon? Do we all have to be in the Chonchimon? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Well, here's what we're doing. Pastor Takino is in the New Jersey Family Church Chonchimon, so he is connecting us to the Chonchimon in Korea, and centered on him, we're going to have a representative prayer. And after his representative prayer, we'll do a unison prayer all together at the end. So a total of 7 minutes. He'll do 3.5, and then we'll pray for 3.5 minutes all together. That would be a total of 7 minutes. And Takino-san, when you hear the music come to a close, that means it's your time to end. And then we'll pray all together right after. And then afterwards, and basically the prayers are all centered on this new era, what President Damien has been talking about. He wants us to be able to pour wine to new wineskins. Right? The whole point is to try to understand what heaven is trying to say. Let go of our old concept of understanding true parents, our old concept of witnessing, how to witness, our old concept of how we are to grow the church, our own concept of what we are to do at this time, and allow God to speak to us at this time. That's the purpose of
these resonance prayers. So please pray for that. And also, of course, pray for our true mother at this time. Mother is 80 years old. She's getting older, and this is kind of the final stretch of her dispensation here on this earth as the only begotten daughter. So that's the main purpose of the Chonchimon prayer. So now our morning hundoke is going to be extended just a little bit longer. I hope you don't mind. We're going to be including these unison prayers all together in the morning. So with that, I'd like to call on Pastor Takino to offer our, give me 1 second, our Chonchimon opening representative prayer.
Chonchimon, how much God you are waiting for this day, uniting with true parents, and you want to love substantial world with true parents. You want to become the parent, and you want to love every single one of children. Every parent, that day is come now. And we are like an orphan, we don't know God. But true mother said, I don't want to leave anyone. I don't want to leave anyone like orphan. You are my children. You are my son. You are my daughter. Heavenly Parent, please, we are looking for you, and we want to touch your heart. You want to fulfill your desire. True Parent, how much you are waiting for the one nation, showing you good. Please continue to guide us. Starting today, we will begin to pray centering on the Chonchimon. Please pour your heart, every single one of brothers and sisters joining here. And they can come to the Chonchimon and experience your love, your heart. And we can move forward to unite with true mother. We will start our unison prayer. This is between God and me, and true parents and me. So please connect each other to the true parent. I pray before this in my name, Atsushi Takino, Namiko Takino, Blessed Central Family. Achi.
Now you're all being asked
To unmute, and so please unmute and let's offer a 3.5-minute prayer.
Our most beloved Heavenly
Precious
Parents,
Heavenly Parents, we thank you so much.
thank you so much, Heavenly Father.
Thank you so much for
So
this new
keep
direction.
alive in this truth of our spiritual parents, Heavenly Father. Guide us to we can truly feel your love, Heavenly Father. We can really be connected, Father, to the intentions in our lives. Father, we are your children, we pray with the
Your heart.
Las Vegas.
Conflict.
Guide us to become the people that you can use, Father.
Prayer.
In this human history, when our true mother really strive to get Father, we pray that we be successful right with our hearts and
to receive new guidance and that's coming down to us.
Leadership, guidance in our lives.
We have become
we pray for victory of
of America,
so
Father,
diluted.
for Dunkley and the mission.
Come here, all of our
Harmonious
as they
works.
prepare
Whole
way,
a
ceremony leading into the new year. Cancel before
America so much.
that they can be we will continue to
share your love.
hands and hearts.
An amazing
Truly heart to heart, the how may the long members of their church pray that development
Aju, Aju, Aju. Thank you all. Yeah, this is our it's going to be now our daily Chonchimon prayer. Our hope is that we can be able to connect to our true mother's heart, but also connect to the center of this providence, the pulse of this providence at this time. So we hope that through this you can be able to connect to God, connect to a heavenly parent centered on the Chonchimon. We're grateful that we have our Pastor Takino representing, connecting us to the Chonchimon. Isn't that great? So every morning is a Chonchimon prayer. In case you live farther away, I know we don't all have the opportunity to pray there. And with that, now we're going to, actually, that's pretty much it. This is going to be the closing prayer from now. So no more closing individual prayer. And that's pretty much it. Thank you all for joining us for Morning Hundoke today. Today is day one, represented by the light. That's right. Today represents light. God said, let there be light. And that's how we're able to see each other. So I appreciate the light today. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Let me see.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, President.
God bless.
Reverend Sykes and
Everyone.
have a great day.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Wow.
Thank you.
Bye, Tony.
Beautiful.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
You're sharing.
Okay, everyone. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. We're going to close the Zoom room now in 5 seconds. 5,
You smile.
2,